where you're seeing me from. So yes, today is going to be a live where I show you guys some of my whips. So what am I whipping on? So I have tons of whips, as I always say, and I figured why not grab a whole handful of them and talk about them, because a lot of these I haven't really shown on camera yet. So yeah, figured why not talk about some of the whips. So for those of you guys that are coming in as replay warriors, thank you guys so much for popping on in here after the fact. I really do appreciate your support. I do have coffee in tow. Good morning, Kim. Welcome in. Good morning, Jamie. Hello to you. I have my tumbler here filled with Dunkin' Donuts hazelnut coffee, caramel macchiato creamer. Hello, Heather. Welcome in. And Colette, good morning. Good morning. Who all do we have in here? We have Jody and we have Colette. Penn, hello to you. Good morning. Happy Monday to those of you guys that are over here with us. It's very, very early in the morning. And good morning, Lucy and Sandy. Hello to you. It may be afternoon for you, but if I remember where you're from, I will address that accordingly. So good afternoon to you. Good morning, Letitia. And good morning to you, Elizabeth. Happy Monday. Let's see. Diamond Painting with Francis. Hi from New Zealand. Hello to you. Welcome in. So if you're seeing me for the first time, Juan the Yarn Addict. And if you're not seeing me for the first time, I'm still Juan the Yarn Addict. Same person, you know. But let's see. Icing my bones. I love that, Christine. So some of you guys are watching me from the West Coast, USA. And yes, it's 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning. Very, very early. Hello, Hanny. Welcome in. So glad to have you guys all here. So as I mentioned when I first turned the camera on, I said to myself, you know, I got to figure out, what are we going to talk about on these Monday mornings? Well, for me, Monday mornings. For you, it could be literally any other time of the day. I said, well, I really don't have a space during the week where I bring all of my whips and just talk about them. Like, yeah, podcasts, but it's different because a lot of those are just like my journey. But I have a lot of whips that sit in timeout, and maybe this is the space where I can bring some of those forward and kind of hold myself accountable on getting those done. So while I'm hanging out with you guys and talking to you guys about all the things, I figured why not bring some of my timeout whips and talk about them. So we can definitely do all of that. So now this is going to be the space for that, whether it's, you know, first thing Monday morning my time or early another time. This is a great opportunity for me to bring this to you guys and just talk about it, because there's a reality behind a lot of what we do as fiber artists, because we have all these ideas that come in our minds and we want to start all these projects. And a lot of times we start those projects, but what happens to them after the first time we sit with them? Do we always finish them? Not really. It usually sits in a basket. It sits in a pile. I mean, a lot of us have this exciting feeling to just get something new on our hooks or on our needles. But a lot of times it doesn't really come to fruition, and that's okay. So this is my way of holding myself accountable. Like, what are we going to do with this? Are we going to finish it? Are we not going to finish it? What are we going to do with it? So I'm going to talk to you guys about what I have here. And this is just a piece of the iceberg here, right? The tip of the iceberg, as they say. So I'm going to show you what I have. Some of these you've already seen, but there's still a whip. I mean, all of it counts, right? Welcome in, everybody. So happy to have you guys here. Mom is doing good, Zeta. Thank you so much for asking. Hello, Margaret S. Cheers. Good morning, Cindy from Ohio. Thank you so much for chiming in on this early Monday morning. Good morning, Marlene. This is really good coffee. I put an extra scoop. I made sure to make it extra strong for me this morning. So for those of you guys that don't know, this is my international vertical live. This is literally meant for anyone who's awake, actually, but I came on this early to accommodate those who watch me from afar. So for me, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. For you, it may not be. You know, it may be 7 o'clock in the evening down under, or this afternoon across the pond and beyond. So in either case, this is for you guys. Anyway, let's get started here. The first thing that I have here is one that I think I've shown a few times on the channel already. It's this one right here. So offset V-stitch in the round. I think once I'm finished this skein, I'm going to put a big band of white on this. And I have 4 skeins of this colorway right here. So this is Fiesta Multi. And it's a 4-weight acrylic, a worsted weight yarn. And I have 4 skeins of this. I have tons of this. But the goal here is to use all 4 skeins of this yarn. And this is for a donation blanket for the kids in Florida. So there's chronically ill children in Florida, USA, and they are accepting donation blankets. It's a place called Camp Boggy Creek. And the doctors are the camp counselors. And they help the children experience what it's like to be a kid for a week. So they accept these blankets and they get to take these home as donation, or not, as memorabilia. You know, just a token of their memory of their experience at Camp Boggy Creek. Anyway, this is that. All right. Fiesta Multi. And I'm almost finished the first skein. I have just this little bit, not much. I'll get through it fairly quickly, I believe. Anyway, I'm working that up with this. This is a 6mm US letter J crochet hook. This is a prim hook. So there's that. The next one here you've seen many, many times. This is my corner to corner. This is vintage, variegated, discontinued yarn. This is all of my leftover yarns from various projects. All leftovers. And the journey continues. I am currently on this Army of Fatigue colorway here. And I'm just going to go back and forth. I'm climbing the stairs. I'm going back and forth. And I'm going to continue going until this gets to be about a queen size. So 90 inches, 80 or 90 inches across. And right now, I'm sitting somewhere between 48 and 50. So I'm about halfway, which is really, really nice. Because as soon as I get to the appropriate width, I'm going to start decreasing so that I can build my sides up. And no rhyme, no reason. All of my leftover yarns. This is a long-term whip. I've had this now for almost 8 months, maybe longer. It's been a while. Good morning, Tanya from New Jersey. Super happy to have you here. Neighbor, Nowhere, Delaware, right next door, right? Super happy. Thank you guys so much. Okay, so those are 2 of the ones that I have so far. Now, I decided that I'm going to take a sip in between whips because I need my coffee. I need to wake up. Thank you so much, JY. I really do appreciate that. Yes, I am a left-handed crocheter, but I do my tutorials for both left and right-handed crocheters. So I accommodate both. But yes, I am a lefty crocheter. I do write with my left hand. I paint and draw with my left hand. This is my dominant hand right here. But I understand in the world of crochet, the right-handed crocheters dominate over the left. So to accommodate everyone, I make sure that every tutorial that I roll out is accommodating to everyone because I try to be as inclusive as possible on my channel. So thank you for mentioning that. I really do appreciate that. Good morning, everyone coming in. Happy Monday to you, wherever you're watching from. Super happy to have you here. So the next whip that I have has been sitting in timeout for quite a while. I've shown it way back when, but here I brought it forward and fingers crossed, will I be able to finish it by the podcast? And for those of you guys who do not know this, my podcast day is Fridays. So unless I have something monumental like a podiversary, my podcasts will be released every Friday afternoon, my time. So the next project that I'm working up is with Premier Puzzle. This is a bulky weight yarn, and number 5. This is a 5 bulky weight yarn, and it's 100% acrylic. This is Premier Puzzle in the colorway Crossword. And the skein comes to us in 200-gram skeins, and there's 300 meters to this particular skein here. And they do suggest a 6mm crochet hook. Okay? You're subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much, Sharon. I really do appreciate that. Sharon and Jackson, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. So here is the actual whip. And I have to tell you, I really enjoy this colorway. I love how it's very random. So this is a crocheted raglan. And as you can see, I have the entire trunk completed, including the ribbing. I do have to sew in my ends, but I have the ribbing done. I have to close in the neck. I need to do ribbing around the neck, and I need to finish my sleeves. So I have this entire sleeve that needs to be done. I have to begin my decreases. So I decrease from underneath here, and then I just go all the way out. My sleeve length for me is 34 inches. So I'm just going to continue working horseshoe like this until I get to the cuff, and then I will do a ribbing for my cuff, and then I'm finished. And here is the other side. Very, very nice. Now, I have to tell you something. I like to point out my flaws because, listen, I'm just as normal as the next person, okay? So I have to tell you this. Do you see my fault line? That's not correct. So I am going to frog out this sleeve. I do not like that. That's not how I do this anymore. It's been sitting in timeout for quite a while, and since I've actually developed a system on how to keep this fault line under here the entire time. So it kind of veered off up into the arm, and I don't like that. If I go to wear this, you're going to see that fault line if I kept it like that. So I'm going to frog this all the way back. I'm going to start over again, and I'm going to keep my fault line at the crease. And there's a way to do that. And the trick here is when you do your decreases, you need to make sure that you're alternating the sides of your decrease. So I'm going to hold it like this, and I'm going to show you. So if I start my row here and I come up and around, you're going to see me back on this side here. So I'll do a decrease for this row here, and then the next decrease will be on this side, and then this side, and then this side. And as long as you keep alternating your decreases, you're fine. And then when you stop decreasing, you just need to make sure that in your very first stitch, like when you chain up, you need to make sure that you're placing a stitch in the chain you just came out of, because if you skip over to the next chain, your fault line will travel. And so that's what happened here. My fault line traveled, and that's not how we do this anymore. So this is the next whip that I hope I'm able to complete by the next podcast. If not, that's okay. I give myself grace because I have tons of whips. You can't see it, but I have a pile right here. All right, so I showed the whip. I now need a sip of the coffee. Good morning, everyone. So good. All right, so the next thing that I want to show you is a donation blanket to Camp Boggy Creek. This is Nana June's Blessing Blanket. It is a pattern that I have on my channel. It's actually on my Ravelry for free. It is a free pattern for you guys. Feel free to check that out. My Ravelry is Juan the Yarn Addict. I have a bunch of free patterns on there for you. I also have paid for patterns, but feel free to check out my free patterns. If you like what you see, have at it. All right. So this is the pattern, and I'm working it all up in neons. All neon 4-weight acrylic yarn. Good morning, Jennifer. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning, Erin and Tina T. Good morning. So all neon yarns, with exception to this blue. So this blue is a sapphire. This is my Nana June's Blessing blanket pattern. Again, absolutely free if you want something to work on. It doesn't have to be for donation. You can make it for the house. You can make it for a loved one. And it works up with any weight of yarn. So I've done this in a super bulky number 6, as well as a DK weight. So everything in between, it works up great. So here it is. So Nana June's Blessing Blanket. I named this blanket after one of the members of my channel. She was with us for a year and a half, and unfortunately she passed away. So in her honor, I designed a blanket, and this is named after her, Nana June. So I believe I just need to finish this neon yellow, And then I need to do one band of this Diva Pink. And then the blanket is done. I only need to go to 40 inches by 40 inches and then I'm finished. So that's why I have these two colors out. So I'm going to finish with this and then I'm going to go over to this and then we are finished. All right. So I can definitely see myself showcasing this as a finished object this Friday for the podcast because I don't have much left to do. So if I haven't mentioned this already, I do have to tell you, I have a goal here of doing 3 donation blankets a week. So I say that because by December 31st, my goal is to have 50 blankets completed. So as long as I do 3 a week, I will get there. So there's that. All right, I want to make sure I say good morning to everybody. All right. The next one here was part of a Taco Tuesday challenge. So for those of you guys who are not aware of my Tuesdays, I go live quite a bit, but I have different themes for every time I go live. So Taco Tuesday, I bring out the taco. I don't see it right now because it's not Tuesday, but oh, here it is. I have a taco for Taco Tuesdays. It's not real. But on Taco Tuesday, I do challenges. I put out challenges for you guys. Very quick, easy, fun, fast little projects that you're able to get done in between your projects. And you can feel some sort of accomplishment because, let's be honest, when we have all the whips and nothing's getting done, you start to feel like overwhelmed. Like, am I ever going to be able to finish anything? So anyway, one of the Taco Tuesday challenges was to make a beach bag or a project bag. This one was the project bag. So I'm turning this into a donation blanket. So what I'm going to do here is, well, first of all, this is a mile a minute pattern. This is my own pattern. I didn't reinvent the wheel here. It's basic stitches done in a mile a minute fashion. Okay. Very, very easy. Very, very fast, fun, all the things. And so when you're making the donation blanket for the place that I'm making it for, if you're making it in a rectangle, they say 35 to 40 inches wide, 40 to 50 inches long. So at its current state, we have, these are 10-inch strips. So I have 30 inches by 36 inches long. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to add 10 inches on the sides here, and then actually 10 inches all the way around, and then it's Boggy Creek. So it'll be 40 inches wide by 46 inches long. So it's right in their parameters, and I'm just going to continue with the red, white, and blue. I may do just the granny stitch in the round and just continue on with that until I get to the appropriate size, and then that'll be it. And then, yes, of course, I will have to sew in my ends. I have the ends everywhere, so that is super, super nice. Can that be turned into a 2-bit granny? Yes. I can take the red, the white, the blue, and just do 2 rounds of each of those colorways, red, white, and blue, until I'm finished. So I just need to add 5 inches all the way around, and then it's ready for a donation blanket. So again, possibly another one we will see on Friday. And as you see, like as I'm working these whips, as long as I continue pushing the needle, I can manage getting 3 of these done a week, because clearly I just showed you 2 that I'm able to get done. I feel like just a little bit of work on either one of those and they're finished objects for the podcast, which is really, really nice. So, but wait, there's more. Here's another Nana June's Blessing blanket. I showed this several times. This is my 2-bit granny version of the Nana June's Blessing blanket. So the 2-bit concept is one where we start with 4 rounds of a base color in the center here, 4 rounds. And then every 2 rounds of the pattern, we're changing colors from stash. This is a great stash buster. So no rhyme, no reason, but here's the kicker. Do not repeat a color. So whatever color you put on your blanket, just put it on there. Make sure you're able to go all the way around 2 times without having to stop midway. You want to make sure that you're able to finish your round and then switch over to another color that you did not already use. It's a really great way to bust through your stash. So the best way to execute a 2-bit granny or a 2-bit project, look at your leftover yarns from stash. Start with your smaller balls. Look at those little leftover balls that are about yay big, like this. Start here. And then as your project grows, look through your stash for those larger skeins, those larger balls of yarn that you may have started and you have set off to the side. Like, for instance, I have this larger skein here from a leftover project. Maybe this could be something that I put further along out in the project. So once you are unable to continue with the pattern, then you're finished. So again, this is a Nana June's Blessing blanket done in the 2-bit granny style there. All right. Now I need a sip of coffee. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. So glad to see all of you guys. Good morning, Cheryl. Welcome in. So good. Absolutely love it. It's great when you have extra caffeine in the coffee to help just give you that extra kick first thing in the morning. It's absolutely wonderful. Good morning, Julie. Welcome in. Super happy to have all of you wonderful folks in here. Okay, we continue. There's more whips. Yes. I think if I dug through my entire stash throughout all the rooms in the house, I could very easily bring in at least 20 something whips in here because I'm always starting whips. So here is another whip. I've never shown this on camera, but this is another donation blanket. And if you're not catching what I'm putting down here, I love donating blankets. I love doing donations. I love giving away my makes to various organizations and charities. So it really fulfills me. I feel like I'm helping the community by doing this. So another donation blanket. This is a double crochet, a classic back and forth double crochet. It doesn't get any more classic than this, right? This is fundamentals of crochet. This is where we all start, back and forth double crochet. And I absolutely love this. I mean, let's take it back to the beginning, right, guys? No fancy stitches, no bobbles and popcorns or V-stitches, just double crochet, and you're changing colors every 3 rounds, or 3 rows. So, yeah. And I'm doing it the same way I do my 2-bit granny to keep it fun. I've already used the color. I'm not putting it back on here. I'm going through my stash. How many different colors can I put on this blanket? And will I be able to get it all the way to its finish line here? How many different colors do I have in stash? You know, 3 rows, right? Oh, thank you so much, Jenny. I appreciate that. I love my sweater too. Listen, I got it from, where did I get it from? I can't remember. Anyway, so yes, this is 40 inches wide. And for those of you guys who need to know the stitch count, I'm going to help you out. So the yarn is a 4-weight acrylic yarn. Loops and Threads Soft Classic. If you don't have that where you live, look for an Aran weight yarn. So it's a thicker 4-weight yarn. And I use a 6.5 millimeter US letter K hook. And it's 99 let me see. Yes, it's 99 stitches across, and I do count my chain as a stitch. So yes, you chain 99, okay, and then you chain 3 more. So 99 plus 3, and then it's double crochets in every stitch. Very nice. So there is that one. There's really not much else to talk about when it comes to these classic designs. It's literally a double crochet blanket. The fun thing about it is we're not repeating colors. Okay. So hopefully I can get this to at least 40 inches. If not, I mean, actually the goal is 50. I want to do a 40 by 50, but if I find that I'm running out of colorways, I will do what I need to get it to the 40. So stay tuned for that. Okay. Nice, easy blanket. Love that. Everybody can do that. If you know how to do double crochets, you're able to do that. All right. The next one is my offset V-stitch in the round. I do have a tutorial on my channel for this. I also have a pattern for this, like a written pattern on my Ravelry. And here you go. Offset V-stitch in the round. Very, very nice. And the yarn that I'm using is Red Heart All-in-One Granny, and the colorway is called Lily Pad. So it's got like the sage green, the cream, and then you have like the midnight blue, and then you have a cornflower blue. Really, really nice. And yes, we are flipping the work just to keep it perfectly squared, which is really, really nice. And the best way to think about this is my perfectly squared granny square, except the middle stitch of the granny, the 3 double crochets, that middle stitch is a chain instead of a double crochet. Really, really nice. And here is what the cake looks like. I have a bunch of this caked up. I'm literally using stash yarn. I'm not pulling fresh yarn for any of this, actually. None of this is being worked up with fresh yarn. I'm using leftover yarns from my donation blankets as of right now. So yes, this is literally one of the cakes, but a lot smaller. I think it was half the size. So the other thing about this is that the yarn goes a lot further because you're chaining in your granny stitch there. So double, chain, double. Because you're not making that 3rd double crochet, it goes a lot further. All right? Very nice. Sipping on the coffee, and then we'll go to the next whip. Beverly says, I'm working on your offset V-stitch in beige, dark brown, and lemon yellow. That's a very nice color combination. I'm hoping that it will fit my queen size bed when I am done. It's going to be great, Beverly. And the best thing about that pattern is it works up very quickly in comparison to doing like 3 double crochets. That chain 1 in the middle really does help speed things along, and it saves up on your yarn. So it goes a little further, which is really nice, you know? So, oh, thank you so much, Deborah. I appreciate that. That was really nice of you to say. I appreciate that. So let's move on to the next whip. You ready? So the yarn, I pulled one of the skeins. Again, this is stash leftovers. So this is Yarnspirations All-in-One Flower Power. So this is their flower motif. I didn't use it for that. Another donation blanket. Go figure. So I am doing the Modern Granny stripes. Modern Granny stripe, 40 inches across. Oh, I love that. 40 inches across, and it's a 2-row repeat. So we start off with foundation loops. As you can see here, I did treble foundation loops. And then for the first, that's the setup. And then row 1 is 3 double crochets in each of the loops. And then row number 2, I start with a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. And I alternate between the 2 rounds all the way up. And then I'm currently finishing up the round here where I'd have a single, chain 2, and a single all the way across, as you can see there. It works out very, very quickly. I'm working this up with a 7mm crochet hook, my Prim hook. It's a 7, which is the dark green handle for those of you guys who are not familiar. It's this one. So this is my 7mm. Prim does not have a 6.5 US letter K. I think that this 7mm hook is their version of our letter K. So yeah, letter K hook for us in the States. Hello to those who I have not seen in here and are now just seeing. Hello to you guys. Happy Monday. Super happy to have all of you wonderful folks in here. If you're seeing me for the first time, I am Juan the Yarn Addict, okay? And if you've seen me before, I'm still Juan the Yarn Addict. I'm still the same person. Happy Monday to you guys. Super happy to have you here. On Mondays, as of right now, on Mondays, I come on at this very obscure time for me anyway. I usually go on in the evenings, my time. But we are 12 hours removed from the time that I usually go on. And I'm doing that for those who live international. If you live far away, I'm on for you right now because I want to make sure that you're not having to be up in the middle of the night to watch my live streams. So, yeah. And for now, it will remain on Mondays, but if it were to change, stay tuned. Make sure your notifications are turned on so that you are aware of when I go live. Okay? So, do I have any other whips? Those are all the whips that I brought in here. Very, very nice. But do I have more under here? Let's see. I'm checking under the desk. Hold on. No. That's all I have. I love that for us. Those are all my whips. Now I can chit chat with you guys. And by the way, this is what the pattern looks like when you download it from Ravelry. This is the Nana June's Blessing Blanket. I know the words are backwards, but when I did this design originally, I worked up this project with a gradient yarn. It's a beautiful purple. Absolutely gorgeous. And the pattern, when you download it, it's just front and back. That's it. It's a very easy go-to pattern. Thank you, Cole. I appreciate that. I'm working very hard, you know. And this goes without saying, I have tons of other whips that I'm working on. I decided to bring these forward because probably, it's more than likely I just had it sitting to the side and I really didn't give it any attention. Or I haven't shown it or talked about it ever. So I figured, why not bring it on today? You know? We have 232 in the house. Love that. If you're able to give me some love by hitting those thummies, I would really appreciate the support. It lets the algorithm know that you appreciate and you like being here. I would really appreciate that. Oh, and by the way, I found my 8mm hook. Very, very nice. Now, I had a whip. I thought I brought it in here. I'm working up a whip with a letter Q. Or is it a P? A P. I think it's like a 15mm crochet hook. And I'm working up Burnett blanket with it. I got to tell you, it looks really nice. I can't wait to show it to you guys next time. But yes, 6, 7, 8. Those are my 3 go-tos. I love that. But also, too, I have to tell you that when I'm not working with those hooks, I love these hooks right here. These are my Furls Odyssey hooks. Let me move that. Furls Odyssey are my go-to hooks. Absolutely love these hooks. They're discontinued, but they're very, very nice hooks. Also, Leto Workshop out of Ukraine has really nice hooks as well. So I enjoy working with their hooks. This is just a plain wooden hook. I gotta tell you, I love this hook. It's so, so nice. Do I also knit? Yes, I do. Yes, I do knit. I'm a self-taught knitter. I do have whips. Knit whips is what we call them. I do have a few of those as well. I just wasn't sure if anyone in the audience would be interested in seeing my knit whips. That's why I didn't bring them. So maybe next time I'll bring knit whips as well. Let's see here. Anyway, so let me show you some yarn that I am planning on working up next for my next whip. You may have seen this already, but if you haven't seen it, let me show it to you. So my next project will be worked up with this yarn right here. This is a DK weight yarn, double knit. Absolutely gorgeous. This is called Copper Shadows, and this is dyed from Sandhill Yarns. I believe they're based out of Alabama. Maybe I'm correct. One of the mods, if you could let me know if that's correct. I think they're in the south of the United States. Good morning, Trisha. Welcome in. So yes, I have 4 skeins. So I have 4 skeins. I plan on making myself a scarf, like a shawl, to be able to wear in the fall. This reads autumn. For me, it reads autumn. So I'm going to take these 4 skeins and work them up into... You like how I just did that? A scarf? So let me just show you what this looks like. So I plan on caking this up. I love, love, love this smoky gray. Absolutely gorgeous. And then it goes right into this wonderful copper color. Beautiful, beautiful copper. Love it, love it, love it. And they're based out of Alabama, but I have to tell you guys, they sell out within minutes. And the reason is because this company here, which I've done a collaboration with them, they are trying to be as inclusive as possible. By that, I mean, they are only charging 15 US dollars per skein for this hand-dyed yarn. This is 100% superwash merino, and we have 230 yards, 231 yards per hank. Very, very nice. And they drop different colors every week. Every week it's a different color, and they sell out in minutes. So, sandhillyarns.com if you're interested. I'm sure they ship internationally, so regardless of where you live, they're going to send it to you if this is of interest to you. So, yeah. My winding skills are not as great as theirs. I think they used a machine. Anyway, I'm going to cake this up and get this on the hook, and I'm going to design a scarf. For those of you guys that don't know, I design scarves and blankets and things, some of which are behind me. So I'm going to tilt this way and show you. So I've designed all 3 of those, and you'll find them on my channel. I do have tutorials for these, for both left and right-handed crocheters if you're interested. This one here is my offset V-stitch shawl. This is called Timeless Reflections. And this is my Easy Breezy shawl. For those of you guys that are in warmer weather, because I know down south you guys are going into spring, I believe. And so your warmer weather is happening, and this works great in cotton yarn if you're interested in doing something like that for your warmer weather. And very, very nice. Fast, fun, easy is the name of the game with some projects. Not every project, but it's really nice to be able to get some things off the hook, well, on and off the hook. But yes, feel free to check out that. Also, I have all of that on my Ravelry, so feel free to check that out, okay? Let me tilt back over. There we go. Very nice. What else do I have here? I have some older projects that I have yet to roll out to the channel. They're completed projects. They're right over here. Let me show you guys those. So I have... Oh, this one is done. So this is called Lasso Loops. This is a baby blanket. So for those of you guys that are interested in potentially making a baby blanket, this is a great pattern for baby blankets. It's called the Lasso Loops Throw. And this is done with carousel yarn from Michaels. It's a white bulky weight yarn, and it's got rainbow ribbing. I'll bring it close so you can see it. It's got baby pastel rainbow ribbing. It's really, really nice. It's a 2-row repeat pattern. So that's the first side, and I'm going to turn this around and show you the other side. This is the other side. Really, really nice. I love the way the light hits it. And then this is what it looks like from afar. Really, really nice baby blanket. All right, and then for the border, you could put any border you want on it, but I wound up doing just 4 double crochets, like a block stitch, and then I did a single crochet before and after it. Really, really nice. Very simple, classic border, nothing too complicated. Again, I have the tutorial on my channel for this. I also have a written pattern on my Ravelry if you're interested. Okay? So Trisha says, I started your perfectly rectangle granny last night, loving it. Isn't that nice? It's really, really nice. Just, yeah, classic. So yeah, and then I have some stitches that I am playing with. I haven't really decided what I'm doing with this yet. I like playing with yarn, and this is kind of, I've shown this before. Potentially a baby blanket. I'm not exactly sure. I'm really liking this detail right here. It's a repeat over the span of like 7 rows, I believe. I think my hang up right now with this is literally this section right here. I need to figure out what to change in here. I'm not really too keen on this. So it's just your standard stitches, but I put puffs here. And I'm not really keen on that. So let me just show you here from a different angle what that looks like. Those puff stitches, not really, no. It's not giving me what I want it to give me. So maybe I can eliminate this section here and just go from here and make that the repeat. Repeat, 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 and just eliminate the fluff in between. Maybe do a bobble, Trisha says. Well, maybe. Maybe you're right. I wanted to keep some of the basic stitches in there so that you're not feeling like it's overly complicated, because in order to execute this, you need to make sure that your stitch count is accurate. You need to make sure that you're not missing any stitches, because you're picking up and you're putting down. It's a really nice design, and one wrong count and the design is messed up, you know? So I'll play around with this. And by the way, this is acrylic yarn from Ice Yarns. I haven't ordered from them in quite a while, but this is Ice Yarns, and I believe it's called Favorite. It's their medium weight acrylic, so their favorite line of yarn. So I have white, sunny yellow, and aqua. Really, really nice. So, yeah. Now, I don't know if you guys across the pond and beyond have experienced these smash cakes. They are super, super busy yarn. Let me show these to you. So it's called Yarnspirations Caron Smash Cakes. Look at how busy that yarn is. It's insanely busy. And my recommendation, if you've seen this yarn and you're not sure what to do with it, what I would do is choose 2 colors out of this color story here and use those to really highlight this yarn. So for me, like when I look at this, and right away, I see this Aran colorway, this cream white. So I would choose that color there. And then the second color that I would choose is either this brown or this gray. So those would be the 2 colors that I would highlight. Definitely the white, and then either the brown or the silver color here. At any rate, once it gets to you, I will tell you that it is a little overwhelming because it's very, very busy. Now, this is what it looks like without the solids. Very, very busy yarn. So my suggestion to you is, in general, when you're working with very, very busy yarn, try to find a complementary color. Look at your colors, find what colors speak to you, choose those colors to really accentuate your busy yarn, you know? So this is a medium worsted weight yarn. This is a number 4, and they are suggesting a 5.5 US letter I crochet hook for this. And it's a nice 4-weight yarn. Nice 4-weight yarn there. It's not the softest there is out there, but it's not the roughest either. So it's right in the middle. If I were to give it a rating, I would probably sit it at like a 3. Yes, a 3. And that's what I would give this yarn here. This is Red Heart Super Saver yarn. I would give that a 3. So anything higher than a 3 means it's softer than Red Heart. Anything lower than a 3 means it's rougher, like Peaches and Cream, like that cotton yarn. To me, that's a 1. So, or a 0. A 1 or a 0, right? Super, super nice. Anyway, for those of you guys that don't know this, I actually make scrap cakes, but I use those scrap cakes in various projects. Obviously, you're looking at that. You've seen it earlier with the corner to corner. This is what my cakes look like. So this one here is all variegated yarn from beginning to end. It's not the discontinued vintage variegated yarn. This is a mix mash of bits and bobs of like all the variegated yarn that I have in my stash. And I'm working this up with my offset V-stitch, which I will show next time we meet. And here is another cake. Just random cake. And each cake that I wind up has approximately 300 to 350, about 300 to 325 yards of yarn. So just around 300 meters for those of you guys that are across the pond and beyond. So yeah, Thank you so much, Lamar. And good morning to you guys. I didn't even know you guys were here. Good morning. Super happy. Hello, Margaret. Welcome to. Very nice to see you. And hello to you, Kim. Renee, I'm not usually up at this time of morning, but I happened to see the notification for you this morning, so I've given my thummies. Thank you so much. Any news on the poncho pattern? Friday is the release for the poncho, guys. It's actually typed up and ready to go. I'm just finishing up my project for the picture for the front. So yeah. I absolutely cannot wait for you guys to see what that poncho looks like. It'll be the first one that I release on the channel, and I think you guys are going to like it. I'm really having fun working it up. So for those of you guys who are not aware, I designed a poncho for the members of my channel. They will be the first ones to receive it. And then a few weeks after that, everyone else on my channel will be able to experience that poncho. It's a Clint Eastwood style poncho. So you can Google him, Clint Eastwood poncho. You'll see how he wears his poncho. That's kind of how I designed mine, except my pattern and my stitches obviously are a little different. And I've designed it to go from the center of my chest to right about here. So all of this is one panel, and then we're going to multiply that by 2. We're going to put it together, and then bam, it's done. Super, super nice. So yeah, can't wait for you guys to see what that looks like. So how are all of you guys? I went through my whips a little too fast, but that's okay. I just got right to the nitty gritty of it. I showed you what needed to be shown, and that was it, you know? So if I forgot to say hello to you guys, super, super excited to see you guys here. Thank you so much for being here. Also, too, I do have some other projects that I plan on rolling out. So if you like various projects like shawls and hats and blankets and scarves and things like that, stay tuned, because without rhyme or reason, I just drop it. I used to tease it and announce it and all the things. Nowadays, as soon as it's ready, I drop it and I let it go. I've had people reach out to me and say, hey, Juan, you're dropping too many things too fast. And to that, I say it's perfectly okay. It'll always be there for you. So if you see something drop from my channel, the expectation is to just take a peep at it. If you like what you see, put it on your to-do list. If not, that's okay. You can get to it whenever you get to it, you know? It's perfectly okay. Hi, Snowy Cat. Welcome in. Super happy to see you here. And good morning, Penny. Tell Brad I said hi. Super happy to see you here. Angela says, my son is wanting a poncho and I have never made one, so I'm looking forward to that pattern. You're going to really like this pattern because there are sections within it that make it seem like you're flying through it, right? And then there's this section of the pattern where it really accentuates the actual design. So you're working it back and forth like this, obviously, right? But then you're going to take it and you're going to turn it and you're going to put it over your shoulder. So the design that you're looking at back and forth actually turns this way. And then you're going to see it. It's just a really nice design. Kim, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really enjoy that. What is that? Is that a hippo? I love it. That's so nice. Thank you so much, Adiko. I appreciate that. Yes, the morning times here, I get very clogged up, especially during the season changes, right? Because we're going from summer to autumn. And so our mornings now are a lot cooler. I have the sweater on. And so when I wake up in the morning, it's like I need a moment to clear all of this up before I start my day. And yeah, so we're in transition. I figure in the next hour or two, I'll be completely clear. I'll be perfectly fine. So yeah, Trisha says, Juan, I appreciate all you do for us. Thank you for being so engaging and a virtual friend. Well, absolutely. A lot of like my excitement and, you know, this energy, it actually comes from you guys. When I sit here and I talk about all things yarn, well, first of all, you need to know that Juan the Yarn Addict is literally just not a name. It is how I am. Like, I am absolutely insane with yarn. So when I get a chance to talk about yarn, I get super excited about it. And I just love talking about all things yarn. So a lot of the energy that you see from me is literally because I love yarn. And I love being able to share that with you guys. So yeah, love that. Margaret says, I have the seasonal allergies. I love to get outside in the morning, but then I end up with a sinus headache. Isn't that crazy how that happens? I hate that that happens that way. Ugh. Hopefully once the season actually officially has changed over, which by the way, guys, I don't know where you are at in your neck of the woods. However, today for us in the States, it's the first day of autumn. Today is the first day of autumn. So happy fall, everybody. My favorite season. I'm loving this already. Summer is officially done. And no, I don't like summer. It's not my favorite season. I am a fiber artist and I prefer the cooler weather. So, yes. And I know there are fiber artists that absolutely love the heats. They love the hot weather, but I am not one of those. Let's see. Hi, how and where do I find the cardigan sweater make along? Thanks. So you're going to find that on my channel. You can go to the Summer Mal. So it's the Summer Mal crochet along. Go to the live tab and scroll down. You're going to see them all in a row in huge bold letters. It's a 4-step process where I walk you through how to make a cardigan. Week 1, I show you how to take your measurements and we start on the back panel. Week 2, we do the front panel and we join together. Week 3, we do the sleeves, and week 4, we do finishing touches with like the ribbing and the pockets and the buttons. So yeah, it was a lot of fun and we flew through that. I mean, I cannot believe how fast we all made a cardigan. Very, very nice. Good morning, Michelle. Happy Monday. We can only hope it is cooler in Texas. It was 100 here yesterday. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I don't miss living in Texas. I lived in Dallas for a handful of years, the DFW area, and I don't miss the weather. I miss the people. I miss the food, but I don't miss the weather. Not at all. Myra, good morning. I sure wish we were getting cooler weather. It's still hot and muggy here in South Louisiana. Oh my goodness. We're never done with summer. We do AC for Christmas. Oh my. No, no, no. So yesterday it was 65 degrees here in Nowhere, Delaware. And this morning we're not far off the mark. So cool, cool mornings. Love that for me and for us. So I'll blow some of the cool weather down there to our southerner viewers, right? Love that. So Alice says, so excited next week we get some 80 degrees. Oh, you can have it. If it's like the perfect weather for me is 70 degrees and under. Like between 50 degrees and 70 degrees, that's my sweet spot. 50 to 70 Fahrenheit. Love, love, love that weather. Anything over 70, no thank you. Anything under 50, you can keep it. Right there is my sweet spot. And that only happens 2 seasons of the year for me here in Nowhere, Delaware. And that is in autumn and in the spring. And that's what I like. Period. Let's say, please show us a tutorial on shawls that are not granny square, not lacy. Gracias. Well, I have a ton of them on my channel already. So I have driftwood ridges where it's solid with ridges. I have the very first shawl that I put out. It's the ribbed ombre. So it's got popcorns, it's got ridges, it's got stitches galore. I have somewhere between 20 and 30 shawls on my channel. So yeah, they're not all granny stitch. And in order for me to complete a collection of shawls, I have to be able to do all of them, which is why you're seeing a lot of them like this right now. It's literally because it's about the journey, you know, of my crochet history here. So yes, I'm at that era where I am covering classic stitches. But yes, stay tuned. I will have different stitches down the pipeline. Let's see. Good morning, Karen. And the 3 shawls behind me, yes. So this one right here, Timeless Reflections, is a really nice one. I did this one over the summer. I'm going to take this off of Paco. That's Paco, by the way. Paco, say hi. Hi. So this is Timeless Reflections. Really, really nice. And I use Karen Colorama Halo in sea and sky. So down there's the sea, up top is the sky. Very, very nice. Quick repeat, and it does have the granny stitch in it. However, it's only 3 rows. But I added windows, I added solid stitches in there. Really, really nice. And the yarn is super, super soft. Good morning, Jacqueline from Ireland. I really appreciate you being here. Very soft, very squish. Love that. I'll have to put that back on Paco in a minute. It is crochet, yes. Yep, I teach crochet. Let's see. I did say hi for, yep, Paco, Taco, Miss Morocco. They have names, by the way. So it's Paco, that's Taco, and that's Miss Morocco right there. That's a Mrs. Morocco. So Taco, Paco, Miss Morocco. Yep, they have names. Thank you so much, Jennifer. You like my sweater. I love that. You think you're going to make yourself that free? Oh, yeah, absolutely. And it's very, very fun to work up. And you know what? I have to tell you, if you've watched me on my journey here, you know that I'm not a fan of this furry, fuzzy yarn. I'm not a fan. However, this yarn right here, I had so much fun working it up. I really enjoyed this Karen Colorama Halo. And the reason is because of the makeup. It's not 100% acrylic. Something about the blend of whatever's in there, it flowed right off my hook. I really, really enjoyed working with that yarn. I don't know, I can't really explain it. Also, the Lion Brand Gradient Mandala, the Gradient one that I did the Nana June's Blessing Blanket in, it has nylon in it. Very, very nice. It just flows right off the fingers. Absolutely love it. So, yeah. Oh, it would help if I opened up the little hole in order to drink the coffee. You ever do that? You take a sip and it's not open and you're like, why is the coffee not coming out? Yeah, that's definitely me right there. Jennifer says, I appreciate you coming on early. I've been working a lot, so trying to catch you live at this great... Yes, absolutely. And this is kind of the point, guys, right? So, I mean, I have a very, very busy week, and I think peppering this in early like this is perfect, especially since I have viewership all over the place. I mean, we have people coming in, as you saw, from Ireland. We have people from, Asia. We have people from Europe. We have people from Australia, New Zealand, South Africa. And so I have to try these different times to be able to reach everybody, you know? And Pakistan, sorry. Pakistan. Hello to you, by the way. Thank you so much for coming in. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we do have some locals: West Virginia, Nowhere, Delaware, New Jersey, Idaho, all the things, California. We do have some people here from the West Coast. Norway is in the house. Absolutely love it. So, it goes to show that, perhaps me going on in the evening, my time, isn't really conducive for those who live far away. So I figured, okay, well, I can commit myself to at least once a week where I come on and I come on early my time, which it's not really early your time if you're international, but it's very accommodating. And I want to just be as inclusive as I possibly can, because I like the fact that so many people watch my channel from afar. So yeah, I love that for us. I am Fuzia, Pakistan. I love that. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, thank you. We have Indiana in the house, Wisconsin in the house. We have Texas. It's really, really nice. We have, so Eastern time zone, Central. I'm sure we have Pacific in the house. I know we have some people out there from California, Colorado, Washington, somewhere out there. Renee, hello, good morning to you. And she says, Juan, you're so thoughtful and kind-hearted. That's why we love you, and you have so many loyal followers. This is true. I'm very thankful for that. Don't take that for granted at all. We have Ohio in the house. Absolutely. And Karen, you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for popping on in here. I really do appreciate you. Fontrella, good morning. Super happy to see you this morning. Thank you so much for being here. Casey's from Indiana. What am I making? Fuzia, I have tons of projects here. Tons. So you may have to watch the replay on the details, but I'll do a quick run through before I wrap up, guys. So for those who peppered in a little late, so here are some of my projects. I'll do a quick run through. So this is my offset V-stitch donation blanket. This colorway here is called Fiesta Multi with white. Offset V-stitch. I'm working this up with a 6mm US letter J hook. Okay. So from here, I'm going to do white, and then this, and then white. So back and forth. Okay. The next one here is a vintage discontinued variegated yarn. So a bunch of old yarns. This is a long-term project. It's growing. Let me just grab it. So corner to corner. There's the tip. It's all the way back here. So corner to corner. Really, really nice. All the leftover yarns are going here. I'm currently on this colorway right here. Okay. So that's number 2. Number 3, I have Nana June's Blessing Blankets. This is for the children. So I have to finish the yellow, and then I'm going to go to this color here, and then I'm finished. It's for a child's blanket, a kid's blanket. Donations to Camp Boggy Creek. All right. And I'm working this up with a 6mm US letter J hook. Okay. These are all neon colors except for this color here. It's called Sapphire Blue. Okay. So that is the next one I have here. And as I mentioned before, most of my blankets are for donation for children. Okay. So this next one here is my pattern. This is called a mile a minute, my take on the mile a minute. And right now I am 30 inches by 36. I need to get this to 40 inches by 50 inches. So I need to add, actually, I need to get 5 inches all the way around. And I'm going to work this up with red, white, and blue. I'm going to go all the way around. And again, a child's blanket. Red, white, and blue. Next, I have another blessing blanket, but I'm doing a scrap buster. So I am changing colors every 2 rounds for this project here. Every 2 rounds, I'm changing colors from stash. No rhyme, no reason. I'm just putting all the colors on the blanket. Really, really nice. And by the way, this pattern for free on my Ravelry, if you're interested. The Nana June's Blessing Blanket. All right, it's 1 page, free pattern for you, okay? It's on my Ravelry. My Ravelry name is Juan the Yarn Addict. Feel free to go over there and check it out. So good morning, everybody coming in. Hi, Michelle. Welcome in. Next, I have a very classic design, very classic pattern, double crochet, back and forth. That's it. 3 rows, and I'm changing colors every 3 rows, and I'm not repeating colors. So I'm going to keep going until I get to my size for a donation blanket. And I'm working this up with a 7mm US letter K. So there's that. Next, I have my offset V-stitch in the round. This is Red Heart Granny Square all-in-one, and the colorway is Lily Pad. And 6mm US letter J. Very, very nice. You love the classic? Yeah, it's timeless. I mean, it's just double crochet, right? Nothing fancy. It's just a good old blanket, right? Jenny, this is alive. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for being here. And last but not least, I have my modern granny stripe. It's a granny stripe back and forth. I'll go like this. You can see all of it. So I start with foundation loops on the bottom here. So it's a treble foundation loop. And then I go into all of those loops with the granny stitch, 3 double crochets for row 1. And then row 2, I do a single crochet, chain 2 single crochet US terms. Okay. there's that. And then I have projects over here. I have this raglan that I'm working on. I'm going to back up to show you. So I have my ribbing all finished, and then I have my sleeve, which I'm going to pull out because my fault line traveled. So I have to pull this all the way back to the beginning and redo that. And then I just have this other sleeve that I need to work. 34 inches, and then I'm finished. So if you see, I like showing my imperfections too. It lets you know that I'm human and I'm normal. But like, this is my fault line, and my fault line belongs right here on the crease. And the way that happened was I did not insert my stitch in the stitch that I came out of. So when I chained up to go to the next round, I skipped the first stitch and it traveled. You're not supposed to do that. When you chain up, you're supposed to chain up and go into the stitch you just came out of, and it keeps everything flush. I didn't do that. So I'm going to pull all that back. All right. So yeah, I have all of that I need to work on. So those are my whips, guys. Tons and tons and tons of whips. And that's kind of my week. My goal for the week is to get as many of these done as humanly possible, because my goal is to have 3 donation blankets done by the podcast. I have 3 done from last week. I didn't do the podcast because of my podiversary. I celebrated 2 years here on YouTube. And then this Friday, I have 3 more that I need to get done. So on Friday's podcast, I should have at least 6 blankets to keep me at pace with where I need to be by the end of the new year, or by the end of this current year. 50 donation blankets. Okay. So, all right, guys. Have I tried Tunisian crochet? Yes, I do Tunisian crochet off camera, just because I already show a lot of other things. Yeah, I do Tunisian, but it's not my favorite thing to do. I love crochet, and I like knitting. So knitting and crochet are my 2 things. All right. Thank you so much, Fuzia. I appreciate that. So guys, I am going to sign off. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. For all of you guys, have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. Thank you for spending some time with me today. Hopefully you guys can catch me again on another live or another video. All right. So you guys have a wonderful Monday, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Okay. Bye for now. Bye.